I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was called with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Test, test, test. Test, 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 test. Y'all can hear me right there using this, right? I guess I'm just gonna have to use this one, y'all. I'm just gonna have to use this one, man. I'm sorry about that. I got a new mixer So y'all can hear me using this, right? All right, but let me try something else. I gotta. Y'all can hear me using that, right? But yo, I'm gonna just have to use this one, man. I'm gonna just rock with this. I'm gonna just rock with this, man. Um, it's whack. I just gotta. This is frustrating, man. This is real frustrating. But yo, who's the boss? Who's the boss? Right? Yeah, I'm gonna try to get. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I'm gonna try to get some of this stuff fixed. Try to get these audio settings fixed real quick while we do the show, and then that way we can get a better sound quality from your mans. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna try to work on a couple things here, man. This live streaming, it does get difficult sometimes when you try to upgrade technology. I mean, I ain't even gonna hold you. It does get difficult at times with the tech, but we gonna rock. We are gonna rock. So who is the boss? Right? Last night, y'all found out who the boss is, right? Because Coach Tibbs tried to run some stuff and it didn't work. RJ Barrett tried to assert himself offensively and it didn't work. Right? There is a pecking order to this. There is a pecking order, right? And the pecking order goes Julius Randle and whatever he wants, and then everybody else. And I mean for everything. For everything. Right? There is a pecking order. It's what Julius Randle wants, and then there's everybody else. And I hear y'all sucking your teeth like, well, Leon Rose in the front office, nah. Miss me with the Leon Rose in the front office stuff. This is Julius Randle's franchise. Jerry Fitz, you said you got off and got back on and you could hear me? I think it might be because I was tinkering on my end, bro. It's not because of something y'all did. Let me check. I'm going to check the microphone settings. Just got a weird text message from Uncle Fulio. Uncle Fulio, you are crazy. So this is Julius Randle's team. Right? This is Julius Randle's team. Don't tell me, don't talk to me about, and I'm going to speak to these things in order. Don't speak to me about Leon Rose did such as, oh, Leon Rose is a genius. He's a boss. He looks like the mafioso. Right. Sure he does. Sure he does. Sure he looks like a mafioso, right? But he also drafted Emmanuel Quickly, Obi Toppin, Quentin Grimes, Miles McBride, Rokas Jokibitis, and Jericho Sims. None of these dudes stand out to me as Julius Randle. And listen, no offense to them, but at this stage in their career, they are not Julius Randle of today. Today, as we speak, they are not as good as Julius Randle. And that's no knock on them, because it took Julius Randle some time to become this version of Julius Randle also, right? But as of right now, Julius Randle is the boss. Yo, John, what's good? What's good, John? It's good to see you, baby. Julius Randle is the boss. It's not Leon Rose. It's not Worldwide West, because Worldwide West pulls strings to get Kemba Walker out of Oklahoma City. How does Kemba Walker look to y'all? I like Kemba. Salute, chat. Salute. Who is the boss? You may have your own opinion, but right now Uncle Freezy is making a case for who he thinks the boss is. And I'm trying to figure out a reason why I can hear this microphone in my ear, but you guys can't hear me speak through it, which is strange. You guys hear me speaking through the camera microphone, which is not really strong. Right? It's weird. This mic on the camera is working, but this mic is only working in my ear. It's strange, but whatever. We'll get through it. We'll get through it. Right? So to my point, who's the boss? In my opinion, it's Julius Randle. And notice I didn't toy around with you, chat. I didn't toy around with a bunch of stuff. I just got down to what they call the gritty nitty or the nitty gritty, whichever one. Right? Why is this important? Because the boss has to be listened to in order for the organization to have some semblance of success. You can't keep saying the boss is crazy, the boss is crazy, the boss this, the boss that. Do your thing your own way and expect success. Right? It's not how things work. You can't say Leon Rose is the boss because Leon Rose brought you. He re-signed Alec Burks. He re-signed Nerlens Noel. He re-signed Taj Gibson. He pulled off the Derrick Rose trade, right? He drafted Obi Toppin. He drafted Emmanuel Quickly. He drafted Quentin Grimes. He drafted Miles McBride. He drafted Rokas Jokubaitis, my favorite rookie. And he drafted Jericho Sims. None of them guys, all of them guys piled up together with cheese and bacon on it amounts to Julius Randle. Right? And then there's a certain sect of y'all that's going to say, that Tom Thibodeau is the boss. Tibbs runs the ship. Really? Tibbs runs the ship. Tibbs runs the ship. Right? Or does he? How does Tom Thibodeau's offense look to you guys? And I'm asking this in an honest way. I'm not being facetious. Huh? I just read, it's just, I don't know. That's why I tell people to jump on the video chat to stay focused. Because sometimes you read stuff in the chat and you be like, what? Did they type that wrong? But listen, they say Tom Thibodeau is the boss, right? But I guarantee you, if there is a split, if there are irreconcilable differences, if somebody has to go, Tibbs or Randall, and I'm here to tell you that some of y'all, if y'all had y'all choice, Tibbs or Randall, based on what y'all be putting in the chat, Tibbs will be back on ESPN. DSJ says the offense looked primitive and basic. Yes. Monica McNutt was a guest on the Knicks Film School podcast, being interviewed by my man Jonathan Macri. Shout out to my main man Jonathan Macri. I love that cat, bro. That cat does good stuff. Shout out to my man Macri. Jonathan Macri, man, he does great work. I don't know. Jonathan Macri is probably the hardest working dude in the game. Right? Shout out to Jonathan Macri. But he had Monica McNutt on his Knicks Film School podcast. And she said, basically, she said, and I'm paraphrasing, she said, the offense is basic. The offense is basic and predictable. Or at least that's what I got from what she was saying. because she alluded to it. Of course, you don't want to be offensive to people that you'll have to work with. So she said that basically, I can say that because I don't work with Tibbs, right? But basically, she alluded to the offense being basic and predictable, not creating enough open looks, right? That's what I get from that, from the offense. That the offense is basic. Hey, boss lady. How you doing, Miss Geraldine? What's good? So I'm not here bashing Tibbs, though. I don't want to bash Tibbs, and I don't want to bash Leon Rose. What I want to do is establish what, in my opinion, is a pecking order. And it's my opinion. You might have a different opinion. So what? You got a different opinion? So what? Don't mean nothing. I got my opinion. So what? Right? But what I want to do is this, because I notice what happens is we are so, as Knicks fans, not media, not the media, because for the first time in a really long time, I think the media has been almost fair to the Knicks. Like, no overreactions to stupid stuff, no making up, no fake news, no outlandish story from out of nowhere to try to rock the boat, so to speak. It's been almost fair. They're about 40% of the way there. Right? So I'm not ready to give the media a gold star yet, because it's still early in the process. We hadn't faced real adversity yet. Because y'all know the media can turn on the Knicks in a heartbeat, bro. And gals. In a heartbeat. DSJ says then I won't be a panelist when you have Richard Jefferson on the show, because you might work with ESPN when they throw you the bag. Nah, bro. The one thing about me is I prefer peace over fortune. I don't like fortune, bro. I think fortune comes at the detriment of another brother. Right? Like, my story with fortune is this. I'm walking down the street and I'm low on cash, and I find $100 bill on the ground, right? And any other brother be like, yo, I found $100 bill, blah, blah, blah. But in my mind, I'm thinking somebody had to drop that $100 bill. Somebody lost it. And somebody might really have needed that $100 bill, and they lost it. I don't favor that. That's not my thing, bro. Right? I know that sounds weird. Like, Uncle Freezy, you a freak. Nah, man, I ain't a freak. I just don't like those type situations, man. Now, I'm not saying that I'm gonna leave that $100 bill on the ground. I'm just saying I feel really weird about it. And what that has to do with what DSJ just said, basically what I'm saying is this. I am always going to be myself, because I cannot, will not, and should not be anybody else. Like, when I get on with y'all and do the chat, Yeah, like when we get on and do these live streams and stuff, y'all ain't always gonna agree with what I have to say. I'm gonna be steadfast in what I'm saying. But y'all, every day, even if we don't agree, y'all know I'm gonna be myself. Like I ain't gonna drum up some drama, some stuff, just so that we can rock. That ain't me. I'd rather go walk the dog and not do the live stream. Yeah, man. I'm always gonna be Uncle Freezy. Because being somebody else is not who I am. Right? But listen, the who's the boss? We think it's Tibbs. I'm here to tell you I don't think it's Tibbs. I don't think it's Tibbs. Now, the people that I mentioned, are they important? Yes. They are very important. Very important. Give you an example. For the Lakers, LeBron James is the boss. Probably more important to that franchise than the owners. You feel me? LeBron James is more important than the owners to that franchise. Right? There's a pecking order in LA, right? It's LeBron James, the owners, Anthony Palinka, Rob Palinka in the front office, Anthony Davis, and then everybody else. The coaches and everybody else. In New York, it's twisted a different way. The boss in New York right now is Julius Randle. And I know y'all want to say, no, James Dolan is the boss. He cuts the checks. Right. The check cutter is not always the boss. The check cutter is not the boss. Right? The check cutter is not the boss. Right? So, in my opinion, it's not Leon Rose. Leon Rose is not the boss. Look at what Leon Rose has done since he's been here and tell me, does he deserve the boss title? Leon Rose has drafted Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickley, Quentin Grimes, Miles McBride, Rokas Jokovitis, Jericho Sims. He signed Elfrid Payton, Reggie Bullock, or re-signed Elfrid Payton, Reggie Bullock, re-signed Alec Burks, re-signed Nerlens Noel, and a whole bunch of minutia moves. Does that make him the boss? No. Because not one player he acquired, not one player Leon Rose acquired is a difference maker, except maybe Derrick Rose. So he traded for Derrick Rose and re-signed him, but I want to give that credit to Tom Thibodeau. Movies and stuff says, in my opinion, so it's not true. I'm my opinion. It's not true. You keep saying things that not true. Yeah, I don't know. Movies and stuff, you need some coffee. Go get you some. You talking about, I keep saying stuff that ain't true. I keep saying that Leon Rose drafted Emmanuel Quickly, Obi Toppin, Quentin Grimes, Miles McBride. That's not true, right? Leon Rose didn't draft them guys. What you talking about? Tighten up. Come on, bro. And movies and stuff, you funny. Yo, that's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Movies and stuff, that was funny. So Randall is the boss and Coach Tibbs is the foreman? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there's a pecking order. There's a pecking order, right? There's a pecking order, and Randall is the top of the food chain right now. And so give you an example. We want RJ Barrett to be that guy, the boss. We want it to be RJ Barrett. But RJ Barrett ain't ready. I want it to be RJ Barrett. I'm the biggest RJ Barrett fan in the world. I know this, right? I've been saying RJ Barrett's name since before Duke, before the Knicks, before he selected his school, right? I've been wanting RJ Barrett for a long time to be a Knick because I knew that the Knicks had never had a shooting guard that was as impactful as other franchise. Like, for instance, give you an example. When you think about the shooting guard position and our rivals, think about the shooting guards that played the men that played shooting guard for our rivals. Right? Think about the guys that played shooting guard for the 76ers. Think about Dr. J, Andrew Toney, Allen Iverson. Think about guys that played shooting guard for the Celtics. I mean, come on. Come on. Think about dudes that played shooting guard for the Indiana Pacers. Did the Indiana Pacers have a good shooting guard one? I know the Bulls had the GOAT. The Bulls had the GOAT, right? The Bulls had the GOAT at shooting guard, right? Think about all the teams we played over the years that had great shooting guards, right? Think about that. And then think about the great shooting guards you saw the Knicks have over the years. Were they 22, 23 point per game scorers? Did they lead the Knicks to the championship? Right? And then think about the guys that played shooting guard before RJ Barrett got here. Your Aaron Aflalos, your Courtney Lee. Our favorite, your Damian Dotsons, your Alonzo Triers. Right? Think about that. It's the reason why I wanted RJ here. Because I felt like RJ would be a difference maker. But is RJ Barrett the boss? RJ Barrett is not the boss. Now, is he in the conference room? Yes, RJ Barrett is in the conference room with the boss. Right? Does the boss trust RJ Barrett? Yes. Right? But RJ Barrett will have a game like last night. And you're like, someday he'll be the boss, right? But right now, he's got to be the man next to the man. Right? Right now, RJ Barrett has to be the man next to the man. So last night, right? The Knicks could have lost a game to a 76ers team that was without everybody. And RJ Barrett shot 6 for 20 and 2 for 8 from 3. Now, his rebounding was excellent. His playmaking was excellent. His defense was excellent. But his scoring wasn't there. Right? So am I knocking RJ? No, I'm saying that he's not ready. I'm not knocking RJ or being critical of Leon Rose, Tom Thibodeau, or RJ Barrett. But what I am saying is that RJ Barrett is not ready. Right? Right. There's another your Tim Hardaway Jr.'s. Y'all remember Tim Hardaway Jr.? Y'all remember y'all Alexi Shveds? Your John Starks? Your Allen Houstons? RJ Barrett will be better than all those guys. RJ Barrett is on a career trajectory to be better than all those dudes. Right? Someday. The reason why I wanted to talk to you about who the boss is because Randall gets a lot of slack. And why? Why does Randall catch so much slack? Right? So that's one topic I want to talk about. Who is the boss? Here's another topic that I wanted to talk to you about. The Milwaukee Bucks. Right? Guess what? Tonight, the Milwaukee Bucks play, guess who? You guessed it, the Philadelphia 76ers. In a weird twist of fate, something works in our favor. So Tuesday's game, the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Philadelphia 76ers. How does that go in our favor? When we see the Bucks, they will be playing a back-to-back. When we see the Bucks, they will have played a back-to-back. Right? And while we just played a back-to-back, you would have hoped that we beat Cleveland and gave Philadelphia a run for their money, but we lost to Cleveland and we beat Philly. So what? So we're 1-1. 1-1 in that back-to-back. And I'm excited about that. Forbes' Phil's in the building. What's good? What's good? I have a read somewhere that I have to do, man. Let me see if I can find it, man. Let me see. So the Bucks play the Sixers, right? The Bucks play the Sixers, and we get to play the Bucks as the back end of that as the end of that back-to-back. So here's what I have to read. To become a member of Lawrence Tears, click on the join button on the Lawrence Tears YouTube page. By becoming a member, you get perks such as priority chat acknowledgement, members only live streams and videos, Lawrence Tears emojis, and more. A link to the page will be in the description. Or let me change that. I'm not gonna put it. I'll put it in the chat. A link to the page will be in the chat. So let me go to your channel, grab the link. Go here. I'm just working on some stuff just real quick. Let me view it on YouTube. Paste. And pin. Bam. There we go. So it should be pinned. There we go. There we go. Become a member. All right. So the Bucks play the Sixers tonight, and then we play the Bucks tomorrow. I'm excited about that because both teams recently took L's, and they both had to play hard in order to avoid a losing streak. So right? Right? So that means we get the Bucks on the back end of a back-to-back. Right? And let me say something else to you, Knicks fans. Knicks fans, let me say something else to you. At the end of this week, your New York Knicks could be, dare I say, 9-4. Bam! The Knicks could be 9-4. Now let me do this so we can get down to the nitty-gritty, because I got a feeling that you guys want to talk about a bunch of different things. I just want to throw those things out there. Now, if you want to chop it up, if you want some beef, if you want some smoke, come on. Come on. Come on. Because I know how this, I'm used to how this thing works. Not used to how this microphone works, because clearly this microphone don't really care about nobody. But do I have to add a device, Bluetooth, wireless, connect? I don't know. What's good, boss man?
Trade Julius Randle for Stephen Curry.
Bam!
We're not on that.
Bam!
We're not in panic mode. I'm sorry.
You gotta let me get. Yo, Uncle Freezy, this is Rocco from Long Island. I want to trade Ben Simmons for. I want to trade Julius Randle for Ben Simmons. I'll hang up and listen. That's how these calls usually go, right? Because I heard a dude. I ain't gonna lie. I heard I was listening to one of those ESPN shows, and I think it was Colin Cowherd. You remember Colin Cowherd when Cowherd was on ESPN?
Barely.
yeah, it wasn't memorable. But anyway, I think Cowherd was talking about should Barry Bonds be considered in the Hall of Fame, and why was he defaming this journalist? And a dude named Rocco from Long Island said trade Jose Reyes for Troy Tulowitzki. Everybody was like, what? Bro, wait a minute. You waited on hold for 3 hours to say that when my man was talking about something else.
You gotta love it.
Yo, crazy, right? Crazy. So what's
top
good, man?
of the morning. Good win yesterday. Not a great one. It was a good win. We battled the team that was lacking their starters for the most part. So, happy for the win, but yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. Happy for the win.
Yeah.
Randall definitely showed his dominance. I'm glad he did. He picked a great time to establish himself because he couldn't beat up on Giannis and then turn around and get beat up by Evan Mobley and then also Furkan Korkmaz. It wouldn't look good. It won't even sound good.
Right. No doubt.
So this was a good win. I don't know what's going on. It seems like RJ scores 3 baskets and then he'll miss the rest of the baskets, the rest of his opportunities the rest of the night. So I don't know what's going on with him. But yeah, he's a junior executive. I definitely agree with that. He's on the rise.
You can hear me
Hey,
now.
I just heard you, and then you cut right out.
So you can hear me now, right?
Yeah, I got you down.
Okay. All right. So I'm trying to figure out this this mixer that I have because when you pay bread and you get it and it don't work, it's frustrating.
That's all right. Fox Sports will cover you.
Yeah. Colin Cowherd. Yeah. So DSJ, the Knicks.
Yes, sir.
At the end of this week, the Knicks can legit be 9-4 with 2 wins against the 76ers and the Milwaukee Bucks.
That sounds great.
That
2 elite teams.
That sounds great, right? And it sounds great in a sense that nobody last week would think that we could be here this week.
Right? Absolutely.
So last week we were so it's weird how it goes. The week before last, we were like, bring on Michael Jordan. It's weird, man. Last week, we were like, bring on LeBron and Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan, right? And then last week we were like, or the week before last, we're like, bring on everybody and anybody. And then last week, we take a series of bad L's and we like fire everybody, trade Julius, right? And at the end of this week, we can legit say, as bad as we've played, we can still beat anybody. You ain't seen the best of this team yet. You ain't seen this team. So you ain't seen okay, so here are the 4 facets, right? The 4 facets. 3-point shooting, first unit scoring, bench scoring, and defense. You have not seen all 4 of those things click in one game yet. Right? You hadn't seen it yet. Because you might see first unit scoring, and then the bench will disappear. Right? And then you might see the defense, right? Like last night, you saw the defense, but that's because the offense was struggling. Right?
Yeah.
And so last night, you know, while we were doing a live stream, people were like, basically to sum up where I am is this. Last night people were saying Julius Randle's to blame for everything. The offense sucks. Blase blah. The defense, play the kids. Right?
That's
but
what
you
they
hadn't
were
seen. Yeah.
Wow.
Play the kids. So it's funny. This microphone is picking up everything. I just tapped the desk and I can hear the echo in my ear, but I can't project it. So it's definitely an output thing going on with this crazy microphone. So what do you think, bro?
I'm excited. I think again, there's a higher level of optimism. It's not just predicated on hoping that we do good. I think at this point right now, we just want to see continued improvement. Again, my biggest concern with the boss has been simply perimeter defense or lack thereof.
Right.
And again, that's been the only complaint I have for Randle. It's the lack of perimeter defense. When he was supposed to be guarding Kirk Motz was going off.
Bro, you know that's my soft spot right there, bro. That is right. That right there is the rock in my shoe. Right. And I don't want to make this a me versus you thing, because me and you always be good, bro. Even when you be joking at me, jabbing at me, and making a fool out of me from the chat, I love it. Even when the real DSJ come at me with all the jokes, I love it, bro. But here, this DSJ, I can't rock with you on this one, bro.
Oh, don't worry, I got enough to go around. Like I said, it ain't just him. That's the only complaint I have when it comes to Randle. It's just the lack of perimeter defense. And again, you know me, I have the examples. So if you need them,
No, I don't question that. I know you.
I go back to last season with him.
No, I know you good with that, bro. I know you good. But for one, this mixer is driving me crazy, bro. Maybe I need to take it out of mic 1 and put it in mic 2. Try to do that. Can you hear me now? You can still hear me, right?
Yeah, I still hear you.
Okay. So my deal with perimeter defense is this. So DSJ, let me ask you this.
Yeah, sure.
Let me guess. I'm gonna guess your dimensions. I'm gonna guess that you're about 6'5", about 217, 218.
No, but hey, listen, I would I would gladly take the extra 4 inches to my height. I definitely, if you say it, so shall it be.
So you're okay. So you're being modest. So you're not 6'5", so that means you're about 6'3". Okay. All right. So here's the thing. All right. So you're being modest with that. And so I guess you're about 218, 219. Am I in the ballpark?
Yeah.
Okay. So the thing about guys that are 6'3", 220, mostly, if you're talking about elite level athletes, they don't move like dudes that are 5'10", 160. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, I watched the Giants game last year, and Mitch Trubisky was carving up the Giants defense, right? And the DBs were like yelling at the linebackers, like, you got to get back in coverage. And I was legit watching a 5'10", 180 guy tell a guy that was 6'3", 230 to move like him. Right?
Right.
And so what the guy was missing is, even though this guy is athletic, a freak, he is not 5'10", 180. And so what happens is when people talk about Julius Randle, and this is just me thinking from outer space, right? When we all talk about Julius Randle's defense, perimeter defense, we all forget that Julius Randle is 6'8", 255 pounds. Right?
Right.
Julius Randle is 6'8", 255 pounds. And so even though he can move, he's agile, he's not going to be able to move as quickly as RJ Barrett, who they say is 214, but I don't believe it. Julius Randle is think about this, bro. Julius Randle and Andre Drummond almost weigh the same. Andre Drummond only weighs 10 pounds more than Julius Randle.
Okay.
Or 15 pounds more than Randle. Stephadon, don't you start disputing me on this, Stephadon, because you're gonna be wrong. I'm calling Stephadon out from the chat. Stephadon, don't do this, Stephadon. Okay. So, but here's the thing. I'm not knocking your point. What I'm saying is, man, cut my man some slack, bro. He 250, 255. He's not going to be able to move like Alec Burks, bro. Alec Burks is 210. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, that's all I'm saying, bro. So Drummond weighs 280. I thought he weighed 270. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
So Stephen Okonkwo says Drummond weighs 280. All right. So I thought he weighed 270. Okay. So a better example would be Mitch. Right? He did the dude weighs almost as much as Mitchell Robinson. The dude is 15 pounds. The dude is in the same weight range as Joel Embiid. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have been out there on that guy. What I'm saying is, you know, when you ask a guy like DSJ that's 6'3", 220 to move like a guy like Uncle Freezy that's 5'9", 185, you know, sometimes you ain't gonna get that result. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying there.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong, you know, in those circumstances. But it is one thing to say, okay, maybe you get lost in the shuffle trying to defend, or, you know, good defense, better offense, and there's one thing to just not be at all in the picture. Like your assignment is nowhere to be found.
Right.
you know,
Right.
And I think that for me is where I get frustrated. It's not necessarily okay what he tries or anything like that. It's like he really relies on somebody else to cover that man, and and even the game that we lost to Cleveland, um, where Dean Wade was his assignment at that moment.
Right.
And I saw RJ run over to guard Dean Wade,
Right.
even though he was Randall's assignment.
Right.
And he knocks down the first three of the game. And it's like, okay, wait a minute. First off, why did you have to run past the guy that's supposed to be guarding him to guard his assignment?
Right. Right.
And now my thing, of course, the hypothetical is now what if they just say, okay, I'm gonna swing the ball around for the easier basket,
Right.
you know, because now RJ's guy is wide open because RJ is now covering Randall's guy, and Randall is in between the basket
Right.
and RJ Barrett. So
And Randall's not a rim protector.
right, and so for me, my biggest thing is like I said, again, it's effort. I just want to see at least put a hand up.
Uh,
At least be in the vicinity to put a hand up.
I,
You
I will.
know,
I feel you, and I will give you an example. Right. OG Ananobi got scorching hot against us. Remember the Raptors game?
yeah.
And we like
Unfortunately,
this dude can't miss. A lot of those shots that he could not miss, Randall was up his shirt. Right?
right, and that's what I'm saying. I don't knock him for those. Like
Right.
those again, the good defense, better offense type of
Right.
situations.
Right.
I live with those. You know what I mean? Um, and again, at the end of the day, you're gonna have to. But like I said, my biggest thing is to at least give me the effort. I could never complain about effort, but
Here's my thing with that too is this. You rarely see a scoring machine that is a an elite defender.
I was just about to say, what my problem is though? I'm spoiled. I grew up in the era where a two-way player wasn't celebrated; it was a standard.
Right. Right.
So as we speak of players like Michael Jordan and why he's the GOAT,
Right.
we're talking about a guy who took home scoring titles, MVP honors, and also Defensive Player of the Year awards.
Yep.
But again, we're talking about guys that,
But Magic
again,
Johnson wasn't that. Magic Johnson was a bat. Well, Magic Johnson was a below average defender, but his
right,
offense was so high. And I don't mean scoring only. And when I say offense, I mean everything offense. Passing, scoring, screen setting, IQ, putting guys. Magic Johnson might have been the smartest player to ever play the game, right?
yeah,
Might have been, right? But the thing is, he wasn't an elite defender. Larry Bird was not an elite defender, right? Wilt was what they tell me is Wilt was lazy on defense because it took too much energy to score that his defense suffered.
right.
Carmelo Anthony, one of the greatest Knicks that we've ever seen. Well, let me ask you this: I'm gonna ask you these two things. Please be honest with me, and I'm not a Knicks hater, bro.
Of course.
I'm almost embarrassed to say it, but I got to. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't view Carmelo Anthony as a Knick. I view Carmelo Anthony as a Denver Nugget. Is Carmelo Anthony a New York Knick?
Mm, To a degree, yeah. I mean, I think when you look at um when you look at the fact that in Denver he might have made a name for himself, almost like you're building a reputation, but in New York he solidified himself.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
Right.
So I view him as a Knick. But I do understand, and I at times even consider him a Nugget too. So it's not like you don't get the duality. The same way I'll be honest, it's the same way I look at Allen Houston um as a Piston as well as a Knick.
Right.
Um because again, you might have made your bones in one place and eventually took your talent to the next level in another place. But I remember the time when I remember where you started your journey from. So
Right.
the
Right.
same thing, I'm sure, where people will sit there and do the same thing with LeBron. LeBron as a Cavalier and as a Heat.
Yeah.
So yeah, I look at Carmelo as a Nugget and as also as a Knick. But I was a Melo fan since Oak Hill Academy too, so you have to forgive me on that one, I guess.
I'm gonna put this in the chat and let the chat decide. Let get some votes from the chat. All right. So, chat, I have a poll question just about to go up, and it asks, in your opinion, Carmelo Anthony is a Nugget or a Knick? All right, I just put it in the chat. Bim. There it is. All right. So I don't want to. So chat, let me know what you think. Is Carmelo Anthony a Knick or a Nugget? So let me ask you this, because I heard Macri say something to this, and it blew my mind because I never thought of it as such. In your opinion, is Mark Jackson a Knick or a Pacer? And remember, that's our arch enemy now. This is the arch enemy you're talking about. And remember, he re-signed with the Pacers. So what do you think?
Because he
And we
got
didn't
drafted by us.
we didn't hear that part first. We didn't hear your first part.
I said that was tricky when it comes down to Mark Jackson because he was drafted by us and he did come back a second time, but it
Well,
was
he was
towards the end
washed.
of his career.
Yeah, he was why he was stat padding.
Yeah, so yeah, I hate to go there with him because um I see him as a pacer. You know,
Oh
I
man,
I
no, you
I,
didn't.
I do. I hate to say it because
What?
I look at him and I just see him as a pacer.
DSJ, no, you didn't.
And it's funny too. I'll tell you a cool story, right? Um, First time I met Mark Jackson, um, it was at BJ's in New Jersey.
Okay, buying
And
sneakers.
no. This is the BJ's, the wholesale place. You know what I'm saying? Where you buy all your
Oh
groceries.
yeah, no. You talking about recently? You talking about after he was finished playing?
No, I'm talking about this is 1995.
Okay.
This is August 1995. Now, I just got a fresh basketball on the shopping day too. So I'm out there and I already took the Spalding ball out of the case. Everything I was already dribbling in the parking lot. I see a big crowd of people around and it's Mark Jackson in the middle of this crowd. So of course I pick up the ball and everything and I go over there with full confidence. And he's like, "You want me to sign your ball, little man?" I said, "No, I want you to know that I don't appreciate how you was beating up on my Knicks." And he laughed at it, of course. And my mother took a picture of us. And he gave me dap and all that. He did sign the ball eventually. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Still think it was cool for him to do that.
Right.
But it wasn't until then that I found that he was actually from New York.
Really?
It was again, out of all the time that he's been there, it wasn't until '95 when I found out him not only being from New York, but also being a Knick.
Right. Right.
So again, that's why for me, I've always viewed him as a Pacer because, I've seen the shimmy, I've seen the Game 7, I've
The
seen the
teardrop.
assist
Remember
to.
the teardrop over Pat?
Oh man, heartbreaking,
Yeah. Yeah.
heartbreaking. So yeah, that's why for me, I've always just been like, he's a Pacer. And when I found out about his history with the Knicks and all that, yeah, he wasn't as bad in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? I lost a little bit of the venom for him, but
Right.
then he came back and it was like former shell of himself and last
Fat.
leg of his career. And it was like, oh
Yeah.
man,
Out of
this is the
shape.
guy that everybody was talking about.
Yeah. Mark Jackson looked like a fullback when he got back. Mark Jackson was about 6'2", about 235 when he got back to the Knicks, bro. There's no way Mark Jackson was 215. There was no way. And the first time I met Mark Jackson, the only time I met Mark Jackson, it was 1987 in Jersey City, New Jersey, in Newport Center. They had just built the spot, Newport Center in Jersey City. And when I walked up to him, he was like, yo, you ball? I was like, yeah, I'm from Jersey City, fool. So he laughed. And he's like, how tall are you? And I was like, I'm 6'3". I wasn't 6'3" at the time. Right. But he was like, so he stood up and he stood next to me. We had the same height, right? I knew I was 6'1" and some change, wanting to be 6'3", but the Knicks had him listed at 6'4". So when he stood up and he wasn't 6'4", I was like, what? He signed my picture. You know what I'm saying? You know how the glossy 8x10s back in the day? You know
Yeah.
how dudes doing autographs, they have a stack of glossy 8x10s and he just slide one off the top and just sign his name?
Yeah.
He was like, yo, keep hooping, man. You're going to be somebody one day. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay. But I was like, when I saw him, I was like, yo, he ain't 6'4". He might be 6'2". Might be 6'2". I would give him 6'2". You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I was 6'1" and some change. Like really, really, with haircut. You know how you go to the doctor, your haircut, you know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, you got all that hair up there. You ain't really 6'2". But I was close. But anyway, that's what I met Mark Jackson at Newport Center. But chat, so y'all think Mark Jackson is a Pacer? So Dripmore says Mark Jackson is a Knick, bro.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think I can't remember who said it. Somebody in the chat said it best. Matter of fact, I'll tell you who said it. Hewlett Samuel, aka Wadati. Those shimmy,
Right.
those shimmy Mark Jackson did on the Knicks made him a Pacer to me. Because that's really my memory of Mark Jackson. When I think of Mark Jackson, that's the first thing I go to. It's him scoring on us and hitting us with that shimmy move.
Wow.
Breaks my
Wow.
heart though. I hate to admit it because, like I said, I found out after the fact about his time with the Knicks, and again when he came back, just he didn't look like the Knick that. It looked like a wasted contract.
Right. Right. I think it was. I think it was, bro. But so I'm looking for the results for the poll. Let me see.
And let me tell Stafford Don something. Stafford Don, Julius Randle is not a candidate for sainthood, so we can't keep doing that. It's slander. It's slander. Randle slander, because I don't agree that he's perfect. I'm sorry.
So wait a minute. Wow. Wait a minute. What happened? What happened, bro? You not really feeling it?
What's
Randall?
that?
Randall.
No. Like I said, I don't have a. Like I said, the only criticism I had of Randall, and again, this is from last season to this season. It's just been only been the lack of perimeter defense. But he said that it was Randall slander, and it's like just for criticizing. You know what I'm saying? I don't need lack of effort. At least give me some effort. But again, like I said, that might just be because of the fact that I'm spoiled. Two-way players weren't celebrated. Two-way players were the standard.
Right. I no, I get what you're saying, man. I get what you. Randall is special, bro.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I'm saying. The only thing that I ever criticize him about is that it's not like I go in on him and he takes too many shots, or he missed that rebound. He had 13 rebounds. He should have had 15. No, I don't do that.
Right.
The only complaint I ever have of him is the lack of perimeter defense.
Man.
Especially when it costs us games like
Yeah.
the one against Phoenix, like the one against Philly last year. Those things, they hurt. And you look at, okay, well, what could have been done better? What could have been improved on?
Right.
And how many times have I said
else, Delano? Anything else?
anything else?
You got
What?
everything. You get off
That's the
everything
only
off
thing
your
I ever
chest.
say.
You get
That's
off
the only
everything
thing I
off
ever
your chest.
say.
All
Is
right.
that that's all I ever say.
Right.
Good morning, Uncle Freeze.
Good morning, sir.
In my manners. I'm
Salute,
sorry.
Dread.
What's going on?
Nothing much. I didn't vote for Randall to go into sainthood. I'm sorry.
Oh, please.
Bro, so Stafford Down, let me ask you this first.
What's good, my
Right?
G?
Is Carmelo Anthony a Denver Nugget or a New York Knick?
Ah, boy. I gotta go with the Knick, man. I got a jersey with him, man. He got the record in MSG, bro. He brought back the Knicks to relevancy after Patrick. He's one of the greatest, one of the greatest Knicks. I gotta give him to that. Even though he took Denver to one conference finals, right? And he was drafted by Denver, but he had significant moments at the Garden,
Right.
So I got it, man. Yeah, Melo, man. Yeah, he's a Knick.
He played more seasons with Denver, bro.
One season?
No, yeah, he played more seasons than
Right.
Denver.
Eight seasons and 7 seasons with New York.
He averaged more points per game in Denver.
But that don't say nothing though. We talking about the moments he created while he was in it. Certain history lines.
He took less shots. He took less shots in Denver, bro.
Yeah, because he had Chauncey and who else? He had JR at the time. I think he had
Aaron
Kenyon Martin
Aflalo,
at the time.
Dante
Aaron
Jones,
Aflalo, exactly.
Allen
All these.
Iverson.
Yeah, I mean,
And you
He
forget
had,
one of the most
he had,
important ones,
he had
Nene.
talent around him. And Nene. Right.
Yeah.
You know, but he's gonna always be a Knick in my heart, man.
I gotta admit though, it was a lot more fun to watch him play in Denver. And it could be just because of the level of competition. It was more even because there was nothing like watching Denver and Cleveland play. It was almost like you knew that it was going to be one of those games you had to watch. Melo
Right.
versus LeBron when he was a
Right.
Cav, and it was always just
Wait,
one of those games where you just got up for, like, you know what, 10:30, 10:30, and I know I'm gonna pay for it. You know what I'm saying, at some point later on. Whether I
Right.
got to go to work at, 7 o'clock in the morning or something like that. But it was just one of those
Right.
games where I could not miss.
Bro, the round robin was crazy. It was when Carmelo Anthony played LeBron, Carmelo Anthony would outscore LeBron and win the game, right? But then Cleveland would play Miami, like LeBron would play against D Wade and give D Wade and them the business. They couldn't stop him. LeBron was like a runaway freight train, right? And then Chris Bosh would play against LeBron and Melo and give them 38 and 17, 4 3-pointers. And you like, who is this dude? Who is this dread dude? Number 4 for the Raptors. He killing LeBron right now. The dude is killing. The dude is legit killing LeBron with that jab step up fake, go to the basket, left hand dunk. Right? You like, how is this dude in Toronto? How nobody traded for this dude yet? Right? And then Melo, and then Chris Bosh, and then Toronto will play Denver, and Chris Bosh would give Melo like 32 and 15 rebounds and like 6 blocks. And you're like, good night. And then Toronto would play Miami and get steamrolled by D Wade. And Chris Bosh should have like 11 points and 4 rebounds. You're like, what in the world? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so those matchups back then were fun, bro. They were fun. I remember the Chris Bosh dunk on a rookie Dwight Howard when they had Dwight Howard playing power forward. Y'all remember that? It was like he
Yeah.
too short to play center. Remember, the NBA was stupid back then, bro. Dwight Howard too short to play center. Okay, whatever. But Chris Bosh dunked on Dwight Howard so nasty that I was like, this kid Dwight Howard ain't gonna make it. But Dwight Howard wound up being a Hall of Fame type player, right? But Stafford Don, let me ask you this: is Mark Jackson a Knick or a Pacer?
oh boy. You know what? That guy hurt my feelings so much, man. He is a pacer, bro.
He, in my
He is
opinion,
a pacer. I don't care if he went to St. John's and he got drafted by the Knicks, but you see when he went over to the enemy and he
yeah,
started doing all that shimmy with Reggie Miller and the Davis brothers
and the
and
teardrop,
Rick Smith and all those guys.
yeah,
Nah, bro. Mm-mm. Nah, sir. Nah,
he used to throw that teardrop over Pat Ewing outstretched hand, bro.
Yo, that used to hurt me, bro.
Yes, because Pat knew he
I'm
couldn't.
talking about this is crunch time.
Yes,
And he would just come down and run that pick and with that floater right there and bam. Yo,
and you like, my thing with Mark Jackson is this, and I know Knicks fans gonna hate me, right? But I was like, how y'all let this fat, slow point guard always get wherever he want on the court? You couldn't stop him from getting wherever he wanted. I was like, Mark Jackson had. I know I exaggerate sometimes. I know I'd be saying Mark Jackson was 250, but he wasn't 250. Mark Jackson was probably about 230. But you like, yo, how you let a 230-pound point guard, 6'2", 230, get whatever he want. He's slow. Oh my gosh, man.
Is that why we signed Raymond Felton?
Yeah, because we like that's the reason why we signed Baron Davis.
We love our point guards with a little bit of meat to them,
Yeah,
little chunky.
Yeah.
Nah, but
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, oh man, you talking about disdain for somebody? You talking about disdain for a team? I couldn't stand. I couldn't wait to every time we face the Pacers just so we could just give them a good 15-point win. You know what I'm saying? Just go ahead and demolish them for about 15 points. And it's always one of those games where we'll control the game for about 3 quarters.
Yep. And
And then
then when it come
somehow in the
down to that
last
fourth quarter,
7 minutes,
mm-hmm.
it's like they get hot out of nowhere. I tell you who else pissed me off. Haywood Workman.
Yep.
That guy was like, you couldn't do anything with him. No
Right.
matter what you threw at him, whatever defenses you threw at him, he just found a way to get to the line. He always found a way to score. And then he'd be, one of those guys that he'll do what Kemba did yesterday. Last couple minutes in the game, he'll mess around and score the basket. And you
And get an
thinking, okay,
and
all I
one.
got to do is inbound the ball.
Right.
They'll score and just inbound the ball, and he'll come out of nowhere and get a steal, and they'd be like, "You are breaking my heart."
Right. No doubt. Like I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. There have been a lot of Gotham stranglers, bro. There's been a lot of Gotham stranglers. You like, where's this dude
Man,
come from?
yo, Terrence Ross is one of them.
He right now he is the current Gotham strangler. Right?
Him. Then you got CJ McConnell. What's it, McConnell for the little Pacers?
TJ
Who
McConnell.
used to play
TJ
for
McConnell.
Philly.
Yeah.
Him. You got him. Let me see who else used to torch the Knicks. Yo. Oh my God.
For the old heads, Danny Ainge. With the Celtics, not Danny Ainge with the Blazers. Danny Ainge used to be like, we used to sell out to stop Larry Bird, and Danny Ainge used to this is back when teams probably shot about 10 3-pointers a game, maybe. Danny Ainge used to be behind that 3-point line, and you'd be screaming at your TV, "No!" And he would hit that 3-pointer, and it would feel like an 8-pointer. You know what I'm saying? Back when every point back there was contested. It was not free flowing like it is right now, bro. But back then, it was Danny Ainge used to absolute kill us. And I'll tell you another dude I think used to kill us. It seemed like he used to kill us. Anthony Hardaway. Y'all remember Penny Hardaway?
Yeah, I remember Penny, but I don't think Penny used to kill us like that though.
Penny used to, bro.
I don't think Penny used to kill us like that though.
I'm gonna tell you.
I would say when Shaq used to come in, he used to dominate.
Right.
But I don't think Anthony. Cause listen, Anthony Hardaway, that's my boy. Yo, that was the first ever shoes I ever got, bro. Was them Penny Hardaways, bro. You see them shoes before any Jordans?
The shoes are fly now.
What?
Yeah, they was
Let
fly.
me tell you something, man.
I had the blue.
Penny was my boy.
I had the Olympic pennies, the blue patent leather ones he won the Olympics. Bro, them was fly. Those was fly. My girl just like looking at them. At the time, my girl at the time just like looking at them. But
yes, Brooklyn Buddha. Even Mario Ellie used to kill us too.
Yeah. But the thing with Penny Hardaway is you remember Sunday afternoon games? The games used to go. You remember the NBC?
NBA on NBC. Yep.
Yeah. And we used to play Orlando, bro. And Charlie Ward would get in front of Penny Hardaway And for the record, Charlie Ward might be one of the greatest athletes that the Knicks have ever had, right? You know what I'm saying? And people, you know what I'm saying, don't understand how great an athlete he was because, you know, he wasn't doing, you know, reverse 360 dunks and all that. Soulfinger, what's good?
What's going on, fellas? What's going on? Salute, chat. Top of the morning, everybody.
Morning, Soulfinger.
Soulfinger, what's going on, brother?
Oh,
Yeah,
I forgot about Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller is the Gotham Strangler, bro.
Yeah,
Listen,
Reggie Miller. You know who else?
I
Oh,
have
go ahead.
another one too. Mashburn
Mashburn.
From
Jamal
the Heat.
Mashburn, yeah.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Those
You know
Heat.
who used to get on?
Those Heat.
Oh,
Go
the
ahead,
Heat. Yeah, the
Soulfinger.
Heat. Yeah. Oh no, I was just saying. Dale Curry. He had when he was in Charlotte, man.
When he was in Charlotte.
Yes.
And so the ones I'm talking about is not guys that's going to score 30 against anybody. What I'm talking about is dudes that usually average like 11, and then they play against you and play against the Knicks and give them 40.
Yeah, they go unconscious, and all of a sudden the rim's so big, you know, you can't miss.
Right.
You're just throwing it up, and it's just falling all day like rain.
Right. Man, I saw Penny Hardaway come down on Pat and just do the Jamal Crawford 1-2-1-2, and Pat starts stumbling, and he kicked it out to the corner. He kicked it out to the corner for 3 to Dennis Scott, and I was like, this right here. When I saw that, I was like, if the Knicks don't get a Penny Hardaway, Nick Anderson, Dennis Scott, Shaquille O'Neal, we'll never win a championship. If we don't do that right now, we won't ever win a championship. And I was right. And the thing about it is, you can't just go out and find. You just can't go out and find a Penny Hardaway because they're not all out there, right? They just not easy to find. So Soulfinger, what's been going on, bro?
Nothing much, man. Just working, turning and burning. That's about it. Sitting up here, happy we got this W. I mean, happy we got the W. I'm not gonna be negative, Ned. I'll just leave it at that. I'm kind of like with how Delano came in earlier. That's how I am right now. Right. But I mean, you know, hey, any day you open your eyes is a good day, right?
Yeah, man. Well, I got a few more minutes to rock, bro, and I just want to not have it be exactly what I didn't want to do the ill vibe. Like, oh, we lucky to get a win from versus Philly, bro. We lucky. I didn't want to do that ill vibe. I wanted to kind of talk about something else. You know what I'm saying? To give Knicks Nation a break from the negative stuff. Like Randall's a bum talk on RJ Barrett can't shoot. Tom Thibodeau can't coach. What's he doing? Leon Rose Leon Rose better make a trade. I didn't want to talk about that, man.
Oh, you know, no, it's nowhere near like that.
Yeah, you can't. At some point, man, you gotta give it a break at some point. You know what I mean?
Well, as you say, what's the old saying, fellas? If you got nothing good to say, don't say it at all.
Right.
Yeah.
So Soulfinger, who was your favorite Knicks player of all time?
Oh, favorite Knicks player of all times. I love Sprewell, man. I'm not gonna lie. I love Sprewell. I just love that energy, man.
Okay.
You know. Then I love Allen Houston, that shot. But then, you know, of course, the captain, you know, back in that championship team, because he's from the crib, you know, he's from back in Louisiana. You know, that's my favorite. But probably Sprewell, man. I love what Sprewell brought to the team, how he kind of changed up some stuff. Because man, Sprewell made catch run. He changed up the dynamic, man. You know, you had to get out there and get him, and he was fearless. You know, but then it's kind of hard for me, man, because I can go on and on. I really don't. I have a few that I love. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't know. Maybe Sprewell. I really can't say.
DSJ, who's your favorite Knick of all time?
Well, although before my era, Walt Clyde Frazier.
Yeah.
Not only was he the definition of cool, I think he was one of the best point guards, not just for Knicks history, but NBA history. And again, just somebody that I feel like if you sat down with him, he'd give you so many gems. He comes off like the coolest teacher. So
You making me tell a story. Okay, all right. So a story time with Uncle Freeze. I can't help. So when I was a shorty, I used to have this favorite teacher. He was like the coolest dude, man. Mr. Williams. He was like the coolest dude. Boy, he was a Knicks fan. And before I got to his class, all the upperclassmen was like, "Yo, man, next year you gonna be in such and such grade, man. You better get Mr. Williams. He cool, boy. He cool." And so the whole year I was like doing extra homework so I could get Mr. Williams. And so I get my report card, right? I got all E's on my report card, right? So I'm proud, right? I'm like, all E's, man. Oh boy. And so at the bottom of the report card, it says, it says promoted, and it lists the teacher, and it lists Mr. Williams. And I was proud, boy. And so, man, I get Mr. Williams, and he is exactly what everybody says. So it's me, Keith, Jermaine. It's a bunch of us, man. We all get Mr. Williams. And Mr. Williams is like the coolest dude you ever met, right? So this one day, I come in to class, and I'm like, Mr. Williams, give me some skin, brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little kid. I'm like 10, right? I'm just a little kid, like 9 or 10 years old. Mr. Williams, give me some skin, brother. What's good? I'm telling him, Mr. Williams was like, get out of my face, Uncle Freezy. Go sit down and do some work. I'm like, what? What's the matter? Mr. Williams, it's me. It's Uncle Freezy, baby. He like, little boy, get out of my face and go over there and draw. And I'm like, go draw? This accelerated class. Bro, we supposed to be doing some stuff. So when he said go draw, I immediately knew that means get out of his face because he focused on whatever. So I'm like, Mr. Williams, you want me to go clap erasers? He was like, I don't care what you do. Get away from me. And I was like, what? And DSJ, this is after I had been in his class for like 2 months, right? And so I'm like, Mr. Williams he just spin around on a circle and on a dime and you walk out the class. And I'm like, what's going on? And so I grab up all the erasers. You know how you're a goofy, like 8 or 9-year-old or whatever. I grab all these chalky erasers and hold them on my chest. Clothes, man, chalky, right? I don't know. I was stupid. And then I was trying to wipe the chalk off my shirt. And knowing if you pat this chalk, all you're going to do is get chalk up your nose and chalk it. So anyway, I'm clapping erasers. And Mr. Robinson tells Mr. Williams, I don't know why they traded Clyde Frazier. The Knicks is crazy. And I dropped all the erasers on the ground, bro. What did you just say? Mr. Robinson, they out there smoking. Back in the day, adults used to smoke cigarettes. I swear, Soul Finger, they used to be about this long, bro.
No, yeah, them long Benson and Hedges.
Yeah. I'm like, how you take a smoke break back then was like 53 minutes because you know what I'm saying? He's like, so anyway. So you, Sam, you must have heard this story already. Because Mr. Williams was a big Knicks fan, a huge Knicks fan, bro. He had the Knicks championship posters in the classroom. So Mr. Robinson's like, yeah, I don't know why they traded Clyde Frazier. And Mr. Williams slammed his cigarette in the ground. And I look, and Mr. Williams like, what you doing out here? Go back in the classroom and draw something. And DSJ, listen, if you ain't never seen a little kid hurt to their soul, imagine finding out Clyde Frazier was traded through a vicarious conversation and you over there eavesdropping, and that's how you find out. So I find out Clyde Frazier got traded, and I stop what I'm doing. And I'm like, and Miss Williams like, go back in the class. And I start crying. So finger. I start crying so hard. You know when you crying, you know the tears come out your eye or whatever.
Yeah,
I start crying
when
so hard.
Hyperventilating with the snot bubbles.
Yes, wiping this snot with my shirt, bro. I started crying so hard, tears was coming out the corner of my eyes, not down my face. They were so big, they was coming out the corner of my eyes, bro. I was crying. So Mr. Williams was like, "I told you, boy." And then so I'm crying, and he walking me back to the class, and I'm walking past other teachers, and other teachers like, "What's the matter, Uncle Frazier?" He like, man. The other teachers, you know, the other teachers trying to be nice. The female teachers, they see a little boy crying, they think something happened. They like, you know, and so I'm crying. I'm trying to tell them. They like, Uncle Freezy, what happened? And I'm like, hey, I'm trying to tell them. And he like, Miss Jackson, go back in the room. And so he sent me in the back of the classroom, right? Big box of tissue. Jermaine come back there. So my best friend Jermaine come back there, bro, and a few of the homies, and they're like, yo, I know them dudes from Fulton, they jumped you while you was clapping erasers. You know, we so dumb and young, you know what I'm saying? Like, basically, we hate the big dudes, the OGs used to have beef with other streets and other blocks, right? And shorties coming up, you know what I'm saying? We hear about it like, yo, if they ever do something to big OG, man, I'm gonna go get my mom a butcher knife or something stupid. You know what I'm saying?
You inherit the beef, yeah.
Yeah. But you a little kid. No, good one, you ain't got. But so I'm in the back of the classroom, and so Jermaine like, yo, you crying in front of the girls, B, that ain't cool. And I'm like, the Knicks traded Clyde Frazier. And he say, what? And I mess around and I had the look on his face when I told Jermaine, the look on his face, bro. The look on his face is like, what did you say? And I said, and I choke it out. I'm like, the Knicks traded Clyde Frazier. And he busts out crying, bro. Soul finger look. Clyde Frazier. If you watching this, bro, you meant something to us. I'm talking about Clyde Frazier meant something to us, bro. See, we love this. We love this Knicks. This Knicks thing runs so like me crying, like me naming the channel Lawrence Tears is because of stuff like that, bro. Because man, look, Soulfinger. When I told Jermaine started crying. Oh boy, man, we was back there. It's like me and 4 other little boys, bro. We like 8 years old. We crying up a storm, bro. You know how Biggie said it's gonna be a whole lot of slow singing and flower bringing, bro.
Yes,
I'm telling you, bro. We was crying so bad. Bro, that the teacher, Mr. Williams, was like, "Didn't I tell y'all?" And the female teachers was coming in the room, patting their eyes with tissues and stuff, asking us if we want to go home. You gonna make it, Uncle Freezy? You gonna make it? You gonna hold on, man. Let me.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. Oh man.
Is
Yeah.
You know what's bad? Showed Clyde in that when he made his return to the Garden in that Cleveland jersey.
Number 11.
Hey man, I felt sick to my stomach. I got a little knot. I got lightheaded seeing him. Like it just didn't look right, man. You know, I was like, oh man.
And that's why when cats, every time I hear Jim Clemens' name, every time I think about the Chicago Bulls, it turns my stomach. I want to throw this water bottle through a wall right now, bro. Every time I see that Jim Clemens and DSJ, this is how deep the wound go, right? And this is, y'all ain't gonna get this in no other. Y'all ain't gonna get this on. Y'all ain't gonna get this on no other Knicks joint, right? Not only did we trade Clyde Frazier for named Jim Clemens, when Michael Jordan was knocking us out of the playoffs, guess who was on the coaching staff for the Chicago Bulls? Windmill Phil and Jim Clemens. And so while that might not mean, y'all don't even know who Windmill Phil is. Not y'all two. But people in the chat, they like, yo, Windmill Phil, yes, Phil Jackson used to play for the Knicks.
Yeah.
And we was going through all these 1,000 coaches. And our front office is like, nah, man, we ain't taking no CBA coach. He ain't gonna coach no contender. We know Windmill Phil. He ain't getting ready to do nothing. And he go to the Bulls and they start winning championships. And the dude sitting next to him is a dude that we traded Clyde Frazier for. So as a Knicks fan, you like, how much worse can this get? How much we already in the draft, it's whole thing in the draft, right? In the draft, right? The year before 84, the year before the Bulls drafted Michael Jordan, right? 83. The Knicks took a chance on a point guard named Darryl Tucker, right? I'm sorry, Darryl Walker. They used to call him the captain. Darryl Walker, I liked him. He didn't play for the Knicks that long. You know what I'm saying? But I liked him while he here. He reminded me of Frank Ntilikina, right? But Soulfinger, guess who we passed up in the 83 draft?
I'm trying to think.
Clyde Drexler.
Oh, yeah.
DSJ. Do you think Clyde Drexler would have helped us if we'd have drafted him?
Yeah.
Emphatically, yes.
Right? And so Portland gets him, right? Portland gets him. They draft him, and they already had an all-star at shooting guard named Jim Paxson. He is the brother of the little dude that hit the shot. But John Paxson. Yeah. And so that's the reason, one of the reasons why we named the channel Lawrence Tears, bro. It's years and years and years and years of this pain and heartbreak, bro.
Yeah.
How Mr. Williams ain't even said, Mr. Williams, if you watching, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Williams was like the coolest dude you ever want to meet, man. He used to tell us Muhammad Ali stories, you know what I'm saying? All kind of stuff. And, you know, all type of stuff, bro. And that day, when he tried to hide the fact that Clyde Frazier got traded, he was trying to save me from crying in his class, right? And I messed around and found out anyway. And man, I was not the same. My life has not been the same, bro. Can you imagine crying in front of little girls, you 8 years old? Bro, when you 8, you can't cry in front of little girls because they're gonna remember that for the rest. Bro, I see. I'm Facebook friends with them right now, right? And they like, Uncle Freezy, you remember that time you was crying in the class? And I'm like, girl, that was like 50 years ago. You still remember that? they be like, Sophie, they be like, we don't even know what y'all was crying about. It was a bunch of y'all.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. It was that ugly cry, man. You know what it is? That you hyperventilating, you got the snot bubbles, you're drooling and stuff. You can't talk.
Bro, I didn't even eat lunch that day. Bro, back in the day, lunchtime, bro, we couldn't wait till lunchtime. Listen, I used to have a Bionic Man lunchbox, right? The old metal man. I ain't even take it with me. I just went in the cafeteria and just. My mother was so mad. She was like, "You left this milk in here all day, boy. You crazy?" And I'm like, "Ma, they traded Clyde. They traded Clyde Frazier." She's like, "Who?"
Yeah, you was gonna lose that battle.
Who the hell is Clyde? And what are you doing in your lunchbox?
Nah, you still was gonna lose that battle, no matter what you did or said. You know how hard your mother worked for that milk.
Yeah, I do, bro.
And that's in the area.
I know that feeling. I know
Right.
that feeling. So
Bro.
you get some devastating news. You got some lunch and that peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You sitting there talking about, "I'll eat it tomorrow." No, you will not eat that tomorrow.
No, you won't.
And as simple as making the peanut butter and jelly.
So it's crazy because it was a no lie, it's a dude in Knick's universe, right? A dude in Knick's universe named Who's Mark, right? He got the news broke to him that the Knicks traded Kristaps Porzingis, bro. Right? And you talking about somebody that had to be counseled, bro. I'm laughing right now about Clyde Frazier because that happened back in the 70s. But this dude is a man, and he, you know what I'm saying, he know a lot of stuff. He a sharp dude. You know what I'm saying? He get eccentric sometimes, but he a sharp dude. He know his Knicks stuff, right? But when he found out Porzingis was traded, bro, it was like Mr. Williams' class all over again, bro. It was just like Mr. Williams' class all over again. So, but anyway.
Except you couldn't see the crime because the Wi-Fi would be cutting in and out when Who's Mark was on.
And it was mad dark. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't. Hey, Soul Finger, y'all brought that on. Y'all brought that on. Y'all brought the Mr. Williams story on, bro. I'm sorry, man. I love Clyde Frazier.
We needed that.
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I love Clyde Frazier. Clyde Frazier, if you watching, bro, it's genuine hardcore love, bro. This ain't no, I saw Clyde Frazier once at Clyde's Wine and Dine. It ain't nothing like that. This is we used to legit follow him in the box score and everything. So Knicks fans, chat, do y'all have a player that y'all love like that? GXW, you got a player that a Knicks player you love like that? Hewlett, Felipe, Hardwill, y'all got a Knicks player that y'all love like that was passionate about just like that? Let me know. Put it in the chat. Bro, I'm telling you.
You know who Charlie Ward's cousin favorite guy was? Anthony Bonner.
Yo, that was crazy, man. That's great. And he would say something. CWC would say something like that, like, "Hey, I'm Charlie Ward's cousin. My favorite player was Hewitt Davis." You like what? Yo, Aaron N. Now we talking, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love Starks also. Starks is my second favorite Knick of all time behind Clyde Frazier. Right? I love John Starks, bro. I was almost a stalker of him when I first got on social media and found out that celebrities would respond to your stuff. I was hitting up John Starks like every day, like, "Starks, yo, I'm your number one fan," and people would just like reply and be like, "So," you know what I'm saying? I was like, you know, yeah, man. Hey, DSJ, I got this coughing thing going on. I'm a wrap up right here, man. I appreciate you coming through, though. Chat, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Who's the boss in New York? It's Julius Randle. I'm going to get out of here. Y'all have a good day. I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
All right. Major salute.